Hello, welcome back. From the last section, we were talking about the H2, H1 elements. Also, I walk you through how to use the FreeCodeCamp uh, platform. So if you make that, I think you should just go back and quickly take a look of it so you can understand how this platform works all together. So we're going to continue with H1, the headline element. So this time around, we're going to be working with the H2. So just like I said, the H1 element has up to six, as you can see over here. So we have the H1, we have the H2, we have the H3, H4, H5, and 6. So that is the level of headers you can have in your content. So I think in most web application or websites, your content in the single page will always start with the H1 tag. Then the next header we go with the H2 tag, and then the next with the H3 tag. So this hierarchy is very, very important, especially for SEOs. So that you can have like hierarchy in your web page. Aside from that, for presentation purpose and for people to be able to understand your content semantically, I think it's always better to have it that way. So that's why we have the header tag. Depending on what you're doing and the sections of your page you're using it. So for the H2 tag, it's always just work the same way. Like so, we have the hello world. We can say hello art or something like that. So then we have the closing tag, and we have the closing H2 tag, and that's all. So we have that. You can get rid of this line here, and that's what the H2 tag just does. You can see the hierarchy of the content. We have the hello world here, and we have the hello card here, and you can see that the H1 is bigger, so have more emphasis than the hello card element. So think about that. The H2 for the H3 also. So say hello dog, and then we have this close H3 tag. Then we have that. You can see we have the hello world, we have the hello cat, we have the hello dog, and that's how it is in web application development in HTML syntax. So everything you see on the web, at just some places you could have seen the H1 tag used a lot. You see the H2 and H3, and you can experiment with the H4 and the H5 and the H6. That is how they work. So the most important thing for you to know is that anytime you see the H3 tag, this is the opening tag, and we always have the corresponding closing tag. So the difference with the closing tag is you have this backslash here. So let's see what happens if I just remove this. Somehow it's still render. So HTML is very, very forgiving. So that is one thing about HTML. But at the same time, you do want to have you want to have the closing tag, definitely. The HTML may not scream at you like, you make an error, just like okay, you have H3 here, you just infer for you that okay, maybe you forgot or something. So HTML is basically very forgiving. Then that's why we say it's not really like a programming language, the markup language. So, but you have to be like very careful of that so that you can know that you always put your closing tag in place. But if you don't do it, yeah, definitely it's not going to scream at you to tell you that you missed something. It's going to just like forgive you and render. So, but you just need to like look at it anytime you're doing that to make sure that people, especially for people that are reading your code, look at this now. So this is some kind of syntax error now because it's confused. Where is the H starting? Where is it closing? Is it part of this or that? So that's why it's very important that we have all those things closed out and well named. So let it be corresponding. The H1 here is corresponding to H1 here, and the backslash means that you close that backslash, and that's how it works.